Untold Stories, written and read by Alan Bennett. Has there been any other mental illness in your family? Mr. Parr's pen hovers over the yes-no box on the form, and my father, who is letting me answer the questions, looks down at his trilby and says nothing. No, I say confidently, and Dad turns the trilby in his hands. Anyway, says Mr. Parr kindly, but with what the three of us know is more tact than truth, depression isn't really mental illness. I see it all the time. Mr. Parr sees it all the time because he is the Mental Health Welfare Officer for the Craven District, and late this September evening in 1966, Dad and I are sitting in his bare linoleum-floored office above Settle Police Station, while he takes a history of my mother. So, there's never been anything like this before? No, I say, and without doubt or hesitation. After all, I'm the educated one in the family. I've been to Oxford. If there'd been anything like this, I should have known about it. Well, Dad says, and the information is meant for me as much as Mr. Parr, she did have something once, just before we were married, and he looks at me apologetically. Only it was nerves more. It wasn't like this. The this that it wasn't like was a change in my mother's personality that had come about with startling suddenness. Over a matter of weeks, she'd lost all her fun and vitality, turning fretful and apprehensive and inaccessible to reason or reassurance. As the days passed, the mood deepened, bringing with it fantasy and delusion. The house was watched, my father made to speak in a whisper because there was someone on the landing, and the lavatory, always central to Mum's scheme of things, was being monitored every time it was flushed. She started to sleep with her handbag under her pillow, as if she were in some strange and dangerous hotel, and finally one night she fled the house in her nightgown, and Dad found her wandering in the street when she could only be fetched back into the house after some resistance. Occurring in Leeds, where they'd always lived, conduct like this might just have got by unnoticed, but the onset of the depression coincided with my parents' retirement to a village in the Dales, a place so small and close-knit that such bizarre behaviour could not be hidden. Indeed, it was partly the knowledge that they were about to leave the relative anonymity of the city for a small community where folks knew all your business that might have brought on the depression in the first place. Or so Mr. Parr is saying. My parents had always wanted to be in the country and have a garden. Living in Leeds all his life, Dad had never even had an allotment, but he looked back on his childhood spent on a farm at Beelby in the East Riding as a lost paradise. The cottage faced onto the village street, but had a long garden at the back, and it seemed like the place they'd always dreamt of. Now Dad was being told that it was this longed-for escape that had brought down this crushing visitation on his wife. Not surprisingly, he would not believe it. In their last weeks in Leeds, Dad had put Mum's low spirits down to the stress of the impending upheaval. Once the move had been accomplished, though, the depression still persisted, so now he fell back on the state of the house, blaming its bare, unfurnished rooms, still with all the decorating to be done. "Your Mum'll be better when we've got the place straight," he said. "She can't do with it being all upset." So while she sat fearfully on a hard chair in the passage, he got down to the decorating. My brother, who had come up from Bristol to help with the move, also thought the state of the house was to blame, fastening particularly on an item that seemed to be top of her list of complaints, the absence of stair carpet. I think I knew then that the stair carpet was only the beginning of it, but my brother galvanised a local firm into supplying and fitting the carpet in a couple of days.